Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'll be showing you a detailed video on how to make Gbegiri. Gbegiri is made from beans, so I have soaked my beans overnight and then I have to peel it. See, anytime you are dealing with legumes and beans especially, you have to soak it overnight. Yes, that is the recommended advice for anything legumes and beans. If you don't soak it overnight, it is not good for your health. So I have soaked my beans the night before in my fridge. You don't need a freezer for this. Your fridge is okay. Just measure the amount of beans you want to make. You need, and then wash it, no, like rinse it. So after rinsing, just pour your cold water over it. Make sure the water is like 3 times the amount of beans, because when the beans finally soaks up, it's going to drain all the water. So after soaking your beans overnight, the following morning you drain out the water and rinse it again. Then for Gbegiri, you have to peel the beans. If you are cooking normal beans, you don't have to peel it, but for Gbegiri you have to peel the skin to give you that yellow unique taste. If you don't peel the skin, your Gbegiri might come out looking black. Although sometimes I like to leave some skin on just to get enough of that fiber. So after peeling your beans, you scoop it into your pot. I'll be using my pressure pot because pressure pot cools faster and my beans comes out very soft and fluffy. So you slice in your onions into that according to how much onions you want, but I'll be using just one onion for this. And then you add in your salt and cook it in your pressure pot. You can use your normal pot if you want, but it's going to take a longer time. The reason I like pressure pot is that it's able to save me enough of time, and I'll be rest assured that the beans should be well cooked. You know, sometimes when you cook on the stove or on the hob, its beans might take a longer time, but with pressure pots I am rest assured. So I just set it to the beans or chili function, add my water. You don't want to add too much water to this. You know, the beans is already soaked already and you are cooking with pressure, so make sure you don't put too much water. You add water just enough to be at the level of the beans and you cover it. If you are cooking this on the hob using the normal regular pot, definitely you have to be adding water at intervals. So after putting my beans to cook, I just have to prep all the pepper I need. So for this I'll be using some scotch bonnet pepper, onion, I'll be using garlic and ginger. You can use bell pepper if you want. So for this I'm using the long bell pepper, so I'm just going to blend that. You can use your food processor, you know, you roughly chop it, but my food processor has stopped working for some time now, so I'll be using the regular blender. You can make it smooth if you want, or you blend it or chop it roughly to your desired texture. You can skip the scotch bonnet if you don't want it to be spicy, but I love some spice in my meals, so I'm using just one scotch bonnet pepper. And you can also use any pepper of your choice, to be honest. Sometimes you can use your chili pepper, the powdered one, but if you want to get that best results, you need to use fresh pepper. So that's my pepper. It is ready now, and I've just turned off my blender. So in a pot you are going to add in your palm oil. After that you slice in your onions. I had to turn off the gas at this point because I had to attend to something, so the palm oil came out looking bleached. You don't have to bleach it, just enough hot, and then you add in your locust bean. Locust bean is iru. We are making a local soup, so you need iru in this recipe, in this soup. It is what enhances the taste of the meal and gives it that local taste. So after that has fried for like a minute, you go in with your blended pepper and mix that all together. So you leave your pepper to cook and fry up to some certain time, then you can add in your spices at this point. As for me, I don't really like using seasoning cube like Maggi, so I just went in with just a bit of it just for taste. And then at this point the beans is ready and cooked, so I'll just expel the pressure from that pot and let the steam go out. So after the steam had gone out, I just bring out the beans. Just look at that, it is well cooked and soft. No pressure, no stress of adding water every 5 minutes. With your pressure pot, you are just good to go. Like, you get the perfect consistency you want and your beans is good. So at this point you have to sieve the beans. So you get your sieve, you can use any sieve of choice. This is what I have. And then you have to sieve this. You do this by putting little bits of the beans in the sieve and then you press it. We are pressing out the juice from the beans. Some people do blend it, but I don't like blending mine. I love this grandmother method. I've tried both methods and this is the best one for me. I noticed that the blended one does not really taste as local. Like, I don't like the taste of it, so I love this manual method of making my gbegiri. So when you sieve it like this, just look at the juice. It is that juice we need. When your beans is properly cooked, you hardly have any shafts left in the beans. That's just it. It is only when your beans is not properly cooked you get plenty of shafts. But once your beans is well cooked like this, you just need to press out everything and you are good to go. So you keep repeating this process. If you have a bigger sieve, you can use it. In fact, that will save you more time, but this is a small one I have, so you can say I've already sieved out everything. And then you can rinse out the pots with just a bit of water. Mind you, it depends on how runny or thick you want this soup to be. But one thing about gbegiri is that once it goes down, it gets thicker, so you have to be mindful of your water consistency as well. So for that consistency, this is okay. And then I'll be adding some cold water or warm water just to make sure that that is cooked and well incorporated with the stew base. So at this point you have to check for your salt. If the salt is enough, you can leave it. If the salt isn't, you can adjust your salt according to your taste, going with some water depending on the consistency. Remember, because gbegiri, once you cook it and it cools down, it gets thicker than when it is still on the fire, so you have to be mindful of that. You need to make sure you are stirring this from time to time so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. You don't want your gbegiri burnt. No, once it is burnt, you start having those black particles in your soup and we don't want that. So you stir at intervals to make sure it is not burning. So at this point I had to adjust my palm oil because it wasn't enough, and the palm oil is also according to how red you want your soup to be. So you can adjust according to how you want it. You can add crayfish if you want. I don't use crayfish. You can add other blended fish like your prawns, crayfish, your bonga fish, anything of choice you can add to this. You can add your stock, your chicken broth, your meat broth. You can add it just for some extra flavor and taste, but for me this is enough. And you can see my soup is looking all yummy already. You can pair this with swallow of choice. You can eat it with rice. Yes, because this soup is high in protein and nutrients. We usually eat this soup with amala in Ibadan, that is Yoruba, but you can use it with any swallow of your choice. So at this point the soup is good, ready and well cooked, so you can turn off the heat at this point and then you are good to go. Allow it to cool properly for storage, and there you have your soup. Just look at that, it is looking nice and yummy. Would you be trying this recipe? Let me know in the comment section. Bye.